Go.
Start. Hold on.
Greetings. Once again, this is Son First Class, all the way from Afghanistan, deployed. Today's topic, we're going to take a moment and pause and talk about something seriously that's crippling the society of today. Most individuals, however, don't think that it's important, but in reality it is. So today's topic, I'm going to give you a bit of information on STDs, which is literally sexually transmitted diseases, and the importance of safe sex. Next slide. Alright, looking at the definition of sexually transmitted disease. The definition states that it is sexually transmitted disease, which is STDs, are diseases that are mainly passed from one person to another during sex. I.e., that can be an involvement, whether it's vaginal, oral, or even anal, with someone who is already infected. It also tells us that they are caused by bacteria or viruses that are spread throughout blood, semen, and vaginal fluids. Also spread simply by touching infected skin for certain STDs like herpes and genital warts. Next slide. Now, talking about sexually transmitted infections, which is the same thing as sexually transmitted disease. However, the definition for this states that sexually transmitted infection, STIs, is another name for sexually transmitted disease. The name STI is often preferred because there are a few STDs, such as chlamydia, that can infect a person without causing any actual disease, i.e., unpleasant symptoms. Next slide. This slide, or the numbers that you'll see that's showing up, is between the areas of the year of 1997 all the way through the year of 2008. However, as you can see, the numbers continue to rise. So we're in the year of 2010, correct? Exactly. Good paying attention. Alright, estimated annual cases, 333 million worldwide, and this is only in the United States. 12 million new cases in the United States this year alone, which was 2008. And 1 out of 4 people between ages 15 and 55 will contract an STD. 2/3 of all STD cases occur in ages 25 or younger. Now, many people probably wondering, but why are we talking about STDs? Now, generally, most younger individuals, we tend to get caught up, let's say, in the moment or in the pleasure. But however, I'm trying to provide you the necessary information that you need to know, rather than just thinking wrong, but being responsible when it comes to you actually having sex or engage in sex. Next slide. Estimated annual cases continues. Human papillomavirus, which is 5,500,000. Trichomoniasis, 5 million. Chlamydia, 3 million. Herpes, 1 million. Gonorrhea, 650,000. Hepatitis B, 77,000. Syphilis, 70,000. HIV, total of 40,000. With all that added together from 97 to 2008, you're looking at 15,337,000 individuals that had contracted an STD. Next slide. Now, what are some of the symptoms? Symptoms of STDs would include any of the following: drips or discharge, abdominal or pelvic pain, sores or ulcers, urine changes, genital warts, painful intercourse, itching or irritation in genital area, rashes, abnormal bleeding, yeast infection, odors, tenderness, and no visible sign. Next slide. Looking at the causes of or the definition of chlamydia. Alright, at the very top you have chlamydia infection. This is the most common of all bacteria STD. May cause abnormal genital discharge and burning with urination. In women, may lead to pelvic inflammatory disease. Trichomoniasis, often there are no symptoms of this disease, especially in men. If the symptoms occur, the most common is an odorous, yellowish, greenish discharge. Gonorrhea, most common symptoms of gonorrhea are a discharge from the vagina or penis and painful or difficult in urination. Human papillomavirus, soft, small, itchy warts in and around the genital area, genital herpes, painful blisters or open sores in the genital area preceded by a tingling or burning sensation in the legs, buttocks, or genital region. And simplest being symptoms may go undetected because they are mild and disappear spontaneously. Initial symptom is a painful open sore that usually appears on the penis or around or in the vagina. It can also occur near the mouth, anus, or on the hands. Next slide. You also have hepatitis B. And you can pretty much look at it for yourself as explaining what hepatitis B is. Other bacteria would include the vaginosis, symptomoglovirus infection, scabies, pubic lice, and others. And as mentioned earlier, there are at least 25 different sexually transmitted diseases. Next slide. As you see here, these are examples. The first picture I will have is one demonstrated with gonorrhea. Right below that is a picture dealing with syphilis 5. In the middle you have scabies. Above that you have crabs, and you have beneath that syphilis 2 concerning on the male genital area. Next slide. The cases of STDs reported by the State Health Department, United States between 1997 and 2008. And as I already discussed earlier, that it continues to rise each year. Next slide. What to do? Immediately you should see a doctor for diagnosis and treatment. Notify all recent sexual partners. Follow the doctor's order and complete the course of treatment. Next slide. Ways to avoid STD. Contraceptive choices. Number 1, be an abstinence. Save yourself until the correct time. Just don't be out there actively engaged. Avoid direct contact. Stay sober. Practice safe sex. Use condoms. Barrier methods would include male condoms, female condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps, and intrauterine devices. Next slide. Continue on. Hormonal methods, Norplant Depot, Provera pill, emergency contraceptive, other over-the-counter methods, spermicide, cream, jellies, sterilization, and others. Next slide. And why should you be responsible for your sexual behavior? 1, because all of these signs, it can affect your family, your health, career, finances, relationships, and your personal values. Next slide. Core values and STDs. At the very top, honor is accountability and responsibility. Courage is making the right choices in the face of temptation. Guts to do the right thing. Commitment is, as stated. Next slide. Here are my references. You can jot that down. Next slide. Now what we just discussed, we went over a brief summary of what are sexually transmitted diseases, what are sexual transmitted infection, STD facts, according to 1997 to 2008, estimated annual STD cases in the United States, symptoms of STDs, types of STDs, cases reported, study of STDs, what to do, ways to avoid, or contraceptive choices, and why should you be responsible for your sexual behavior, core values, and STD. As stated, like always, think about the solution that you involve yourself in. Most folks don't like to talk about it, but I always say, think before you act. Once again, this is Sergeant First Class Johnson signing off in Afghanistan. You enjoy. Have a great day.